even though Dana wasn't at the post-fight presser, Islam's already tweeted it's going to be Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. God knows when, maybe in Perth, maybe later this year in Perth. God knows when they do it, but that's going to be the fight. Now, if I'm Jack Della Maddalena, there is no better person to fight. If you're going to go up against Islam Makhachev, there's no better warm-up fight than Bilal Muhammad.
Great. You just went through the same camp already to win the belt. You just got to run it all back. Whatever you were doing, just continue to do more of that and start it now. Now he's got a head start on it too, right? Knowing that so far out, knowing that everyone's known that the matchup is probably going to be him and Islam. Dude, you heal up and you go right back to starting to work on everything you're doing, only even more, right? Because Islam, I feel, is a little cleaner with those takedowns, and I don't think he'll get caught up into such a striking battle with Jack. Like Bilal, I don't know if it was because he couldn't get the takedowns, didn't feel them as much because of Jack's movement, or if he just really wanted to prove that he can go out there and strike with him. But either way, it was a much less volume of takedowns from Bilal, and you won't get that from Islam.
Yeah, well, we'll go back to Islam in a second because I'm glad you brought that up because DC was talking about it and I saw a lot of people online saying he needs to go for more takedowns. He tried to go for takedowns. He just couldn't get them. And I think because of Jack Della Maddalena, the way that he was standing, the way that he was cutting angles, he just wasn't presenting himself as necessarily a target. And he couldn't get in. He couldn't get into the clinch because as he was going forward, trying to land a shot to set up your takedowns, he wasn't landing the shots. He was getting clipped. He was getting caught. And then Jack would move. He'd land the right hand. He'd step off, land another right hand, just popping him away. So it's all well and good to say, oh, he should have fought the way that he tried to fight Leon. Leon Edwards likes to rely on that fence. He likes to skate around the perimeter. So he's easier to take down in that regard because Leon likes to play that whole let's lean on the fence game. So
Jack had his feet set in the center of that octagon. And anytime he did get pressed, when Bilal would be successful and get him backed up, he was so good at landing damaging shots when they got in close. Even if Bilal was landing, Jack was answering right back and he was throwing even more volume. So it's easy to say, oh, he needs to go for more takedowns. But when you're in there and you've got a guy that's sturdy in his stance and is smacking you with big shots every time you get close enough, it's not easy to just dive. Plus, Jack throws knees up at your face just to keep you, even if they're not landing. Like we talked about, how many went right by his face. You get nearly hit with a few knees up the middle, you're going to start thinking, oh, shit, maybe I got to really try to work my way in. That's why Bilal was trying to really work him to the fence so that he could ultimately get a takedown safe. But
so Islam Makhachev, right? Let's go through this. Striking. Who's got the better striking, Bilal or Islam? Comparable? Average?
I think it's comparable, although I think that Islam sticks to more of the basics, whereas Bilal is really awkward in his approach, making him, I believe, a bit more difficult, honestly, to deal with on the feet. I think Islam's going to straight up, it's a more of a traditional kickboxing style that he brings. It's effective. He hits pretty hard. And he gets the job done with it. But I think Bilal and the way he moves and throws his shots, I think I would say he's a little more it's not cleaner, but I think it's more difficult to deal with.
Basically, what I was going to do was go through all, the attributes of a fighter. There's no point in doing that. But the point I'm making is that Bilal he was the 170 champ. Islam's the 155 champ. They're very, very close in their abilities. I'm not saying that Bilal would beat Islam, but he was the champion in the weight class above, and they do have very comparable skill sets. So if Jack was able to beat Bilal, there's a really good shot. This isn't like Islam's going to walk up to 170 and just walk through Jack Della Maddalena. This is a real fight. The question is, and Harrington, jump on at any point and add a little bit of insight as well. Not that we're coming to you for it, but it's a show. What did he do at lightweight? Because what would your guess be? I mean, obviously they're talking about Ilia Topuria and Charles do Bronx Oliveira. The point I'm asking is, do they do an interim title?
Yeah, that's the question,
right? Do they strip Islam, or is everything on hold? Because I did the TNT Sports review yesterday with Adam Catchell and Nick P, two great guys. They are adamant that Islam Makhachev should be stripped because he's going after a belt in another weight class. I disagree, but what say you?
I think if he's able to defend both, which I just don't see being realistic, and I think that's the concern for the UFC. And I think moving forward, that's what they're going to start doing more of, is just take the belt off these guys. And I think Ilya doesn't want to fight at lightweight unless he's fighting for the belt. So my guess is they will strip him of that lightweight belt. But do I think they should? I do.
I really?
Yeah, because
they're going to
stick. They did it. They did it to Islam. I mean, they made him vacate it. I think that's what they'll do to Ilya. They made him do it. Moving up.
So you're going to say, right, listen,
but I guess Ilya didn't want to, though. I guess that's the difference there. Ilya didn't want to continue to fight at featherweight anymore, whereas Islam, he hasn't come out and said that he's not willing to do both, right?
But the pound for pound number one, the most successful UFC lightweight champion, a guy that took on Renato Moicano on a day's notice and saved the day and agreed to do that. Fair play to Moicano as well. He's been a good fighter. He's a big star. They're going to say, all right, you want to do that? We're going to strip you. Whereas on the flip side, he wants the opportunity that Volkanovski had, that he afforded it twice. He wants the same opportunity that Conor McGregor had, Amanda Nunes, Daniel Cormier. I know this was a different time, but you're saying, no, brother, this is number one bullshit. Fuck this.
Maybe you do this. Maybe you let him fight. If he wins, you let him keep it for a little while. Say I'm a double champ, and then
Harrington, brother, this guy's crazy. Send him Dagestan 2-3 years. Forget. What say you, brother?
So I did. I got some color from him. He said he is not planning on dropping the belt. He said that on Friday of last week. He said even if it was the 170 and beat Jack, I'm not dropping the belt. And I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like if you think about it, what could be a bigger fight than Islam with a belt on his shoulder, Ilya with an interim belt on his shoulder?
Exactly. That kind of takes away from the whole shebang of it all. If there's only one strap. But are we going to do an interim title whilst that happens? Because Islam could get injured. Islam could lose the fight also, as we just said. And then you've got Ilia Topuria versus Charles do Bronx. Let's just say for the sake of conversation, Ilia Topuria wins that. And then he might be like, nah, I ain't fighting Islam coming off a loss. He's going to go win one first. The things, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if you all want to start being dicks, you know, they can do that. He said, well, you wouldn't fight me because I wasn't worthy. Well, now I'm the champ. And now you're coming off a loss. And that's where Dana and Hunter are like, these guys.
Yeah. Once they get some leverage, these guys, you know what I mean? That's when they're like, God damn it. He's got a point. And I hate that he's got a point.
Because Ilya would have, let's just, and this is, you know, crystal ball. If Islam did lose to Jack and Ilya becomes the champ, he would have.
He's going to give a hard time on it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's going to remember all that time he waited, just wondering, are you going to fight me? Are you going to fight me? And then, nope. Go beat somebody.
So, in terms of just the lightweight situation, the title fight, I say my prediction, they do an interim title, Ilya and Charles. Islam still keeps the title, goes and fights Jack, and then them two fight. I think they'll just say beforehand, regardless of any situation, right? Yeah. If you fight for the interim belt, there's no bullshit. There's no provisos. There's no conditions. There's nothing like that. Your next fight, regardless, is him next.
Yeah, the winner, no matter what. And then if not, if Charles pulls it off and he wins, then it's just a rematch with Islam. So I mean, it all works out if it does. And listen, at the end of the day, I really don't have a problem with that, especially if he's willing to come back down. And when Harrington said that, that kind of changes things a bit.
You said strip him, Paul.
Strip him. Take it. I'm owning up to it. Let's go. You know what? Strip all their belts. We don't need belts anymore.
We're sick of these decades.
Take them all. I'm sick of it all.
Strip them all. It's done. It's over.
Everyone to go back to 8 and 8, and that's it. Just 8,000 and 8,000. Do it for the love of the game. For the love of the game.
They're getting far too big for the boots.
You know, gotta knock them down a peg.
All right, today's episode is sponsored by Ridge Wallet. Okay, this right here, this thin, indiscreet, sleek looking, stylish, futuristic, modern, that is a wallet, okay, which holds cash. It holds multiple cards. You put it in your pocket, you don't even see it, right? My old wallet, I'm not talking about how much cash I used to have, but the old wallet was big, it was bulky. You fill it with receipts. There's credit cards all over the place. There's loads of stuff in there. I don't even know what it is. And when you put it in your jeans, because I like to wear some tight-fitting jeans, it sticks out. It looks absolutely ridiculous. Not anymore. Not with the Ridge wallet. If you want to express yourself, Ridge has over 50 colors and styles to choose from. Paul Felder chose the bright green because he didn't want to lose it. I thought it was because he was Irish, but no, he chose the bright green because he didn't want to lose it. All Ridge products, by the way, have a lifetime warranty. This is literally the last wallet that you're ever going to have to buy. Does it give you peace of mind knowing that all Ridge wallets have RFID blocking technology, keeping you safe from digital pickpocketers? Well, it should. By the way, Ridge has over 100,000 5-star reviews, and Ridge just isn't about wallets. They create premium everyday carry essentials like key cases, suitcases, and rings, all built with the same sleek, durable style. No matter what you pick, Ridge has free shipping and a 99-day risk-free trial and a lifetime warranty on all of their products. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off at Ridge by using the code BELIEVE at checkout. Just head on over to ridge.com. Use the code BELIEVE and you are all set for a 10% discount. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Ridge.com. Code is BELIEVE for 10% off.